Why, hello there, everybody. Very warm welcome to you. It's round 10 of the Artemis Esports Championship, and we are into the final third of the season where the championship is still firmly in the balance. Sounds very, very exciting to be able to say that so deep into a season, but we know this one is going down to the wire. And here alongside myself, Joseph, to talk you through the action tonight. Welcome back, Ross, because we've not had you for a little while. I know we've been a bit on and off in terms of AEC recently, but we're back together.
We are back together, the dream duo of myself and Joseph on return to the AEC TRS stream. Welcome along everyone, another week of racing for you in the Artemis Esports Championship. That 1 week transfer week has happened now, the final transfer week, no more stopping. Right to the very end for us, will be the final push for the season. 5 more tries to go. Spa-Francorchamps, Suzuka, Miami, Saudi Arabia, and that title finale possibly in Abu Dhabi. As you said, this title fight is right down to the wire so far. Bunker Racing Team and Novice Racing really creating a spectacle at the front of the field, breaking away from Team Suzuka by around 116 points to second place. Novice Racing, so that is quite the margin for Bunker Racing to really close up to the rest of them. The future racing team still on there for a third place shout. TTM not one to rule out, and also they now closed down Paradox Sim Racing, still sat at 6th place. But yeah, just like you said, really interesting championship we've got so far. But the last 3 races from Bunker Racing team have really been something else.
Outstanding. The points are on the screen at the moment. 50 points in Monaco, 52 in Monza, and then 47 in Portugal. You average that out over the last 3 races, and that's what, 49, 50 points per round. So to turn this championship around in the way they have done is nothing short of sublime. And, well, Novus Racing, they do bring Bowman back into the frame tonight, who, as we know, hasn't raced since Hungary. Of course, I know there's been a few Celtic games in Europe and whatnot, which is always a deterrent for him to actually race for NVR. But he's back in tonight. BRT arguably full strength as well. This is very much, the best of what we're going to see, I think.
Yeah, I know, possibly. You see, arguably say the strongest NVR lineup we have seen this whole season. Liam Bowman and NVR Nick, Liam Bowman, that tremendous start to the TRS season. 3 wins in a row for him. That was really something else. It was 3 starts, 3 wins. Never mind, so that's a complete lie. 3 wins and 4 starts. Should I say? Sorry, he got I think it was 3rd place in Britain. But then again, TT Blackie made quite the charge for our top tier motorsport. Bunker Racing Team's PR Furious as well. 2 points behind Blackie for the driver standings. Not important though in terms of the team standings. BRT just said fantastic run of form for them. They can continue that. Tell you what, they look good. Very much could look like runaway winners, but then again, Novice Racing, a good race today, closes that gap all the way back up, and they could be leading by the end of the night.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, confirmation of the driver's standings on screen. Furious by the skin of his teeth, unable to break an AEC TRS record. Currently set, of course, by now 3 drivers, 3 race wins in a row, all 4 for Furious, for Wilson at the back end of last season, and Furious as well. Could have made it 4, but missed out by about 0.6 of a second to NVR's Ogween. Gave it his all on the final lap. Questions of damage on that Alfa Romeo last week, but it wasn't to be, it seems. Nevertheless, an outstanding result, as we know, and he can actually break the record tonight. 5 podiums in a row. That record held by Rusty for the first 4 rounds of last season. Could break that tonight, of course, with a 5th. So, the basic numbers out the way. I'm sorry about this hold-up, by the way, tonight. We were waiting on an AMS driver, but apparently first night in the tournament and one of their drivers has got their Xbox taken off him. That's BXM, I think, for anybody wondering. So good start, lads. Let's go then to the main screen, because we are now loading into the lobby, but I genuinely I can't predict this championship. 7 points in it between the two, of course, as well. A transfer for BRT. Magician coming in. That's instead of Finn Bob. What do you make of that move? And just how much could that strengthen them?
yeah, Magician, arguably was in for a WR Tier 1 share, that was, I would say, announced today a couple of those drivers on the spread with the likes of MVR Bowman, MVR Nick. You also got Furious as well, recently just welcome back after that stunning Tier 2 championship fight with also a newly Tier 1 driver being NRX Ogween for NVR. So, that's four very strong drivers themselves. Alone Magician apparently was in that shout. They also say PRT Gabor was one that might have missed out as well, but as you say, you can't have all the drivers in. It's still a very strong WR Tier 1 grid, and I tell you what, it should be an interesting season once again. Joseph, you've been commentating on that all season long. Once again, that'll be a tough one to pick. I would say, like Reece Linton and Kai Pearson possibly moving over to PC once again. That will be interesting. Hopefully, they can make it a bit more better this time. But I do see on my screen, I think you see as well, Joseph, we've got some rain.
Love it. Welcome to Spa, where it's 9 times out of 10 possibly going to be raining, of course. A circuit that's right to the heart of the Ardennes Forest and the countryside. Quite a lot of low cloud cover around here, and yeah, this is one of the risks of that. An 80-minute qualifying session to come. Usually we see the 2 or 3 runs on the soft tyres, but I think all of that, Ross, is going to be out the window. Intermediates, consecutive laps, and, being out there at the right time. Will it possibly dry up?
Well, only time will tell on that aspect. I don't see the drivers getting very much any busier so far. We could see AMS driver making his way out shortly. I think I see some movement in the Red Bull garage, but a little wet start. Not too wet though, mind you. Didn't like any full wets job. Might just be an inter to start us off with. It looks like AMS James on his way out for Alien Motorsports' first appearance in TRS. Once again, they're back again, as I believe they competed at the back end of last season. This time, though, back end hopefully can make a bit of damage for the others and make it a bit harder for the only AMS James. And tonight, as you said, the other driver losing their Xbox on race night is not something that I've heard before in terms of drivers not turning up. But AMS James out first on I guess you could say soggy track, not a wet track, more of a soggy track.
He's testing the waters, quite literally, for all the other 18 drivers out there. There were a few now do join him. A bit more on AMS, Alien Motorsport, as you mentioned. They've been around, I believe, the earliest race 2017. So I think now by far the oldest team on this grid, which is mind-blowing to say that they're the newest entry. So yeah, best of both worlds there. Recent tournaments have participated. TIR's Assist 2s have been in AERS Tier 1, XTC as recent tournaments. Now, you're looking at that and going, okay, we have the big tournaments, and this is arguably the biggest Xbox exclusive. So, again, back to sort of their good old days, AMS, participating close to the very top.
Yeah, no, good to see them back competing in one of the top tournaments on Xbox. One of the only really Xbox only tournaments there is nowadays. Everything's going cross-play to welcome in the PS drivers. But Tom Neck's been stubborn enough to not let that happening. I don't know for Tier 2, I don't know for Tier 1, but what, Tier S will stay full Xbox. And I tell you what, it is working wonders, I have to say. It's very much enjoyable on a full Xbox grid. Less chance of desyncing, any sort of other glitches is also a nice touch as well. BRT Magician, the newly subbed in driver for Boongot Racing team, I'll say back again, and Peyton an AEC Tier S, ready to start off what will be his first lap on his return to the AEC Tier S grid. PR Furious just a little bit down further on the grid. Joseph, why don't you take us away on a fantastic lap of the Spa-Francorchamps circuit?
I would love to, and it's probably not going to be full pelt for this lap, considering the conditions, but away he goes out of the bus stop chicane and setting up turn 1. Lassor slightly uphill, brakes a little bit earlier than he would in normal conditions. Bit of a drift, as you would normally do on F123 to get the car rotated. Now he's flat out down towards Eau Rouge, and then the sequence of Radion into the right-hander, down 1 gear, holding it flat out in 7th. And over the top of the crest, he sees nothing in front of him but the Kemmel Straight, which leads you into turn 5 and turn 6. Used to go straight on and to the left here on public roads, but now we are on the purpose-built part of the circuit. Plenty of inside curb through turn 6, then it's turn 7. Malmedy, named after one of the nearby villages to this circuit, and down the hill once again, utilising all of Spa's elevation change for turn number 8 brings you on, clipping that outside curve, and then again a wide entrance into No Name Corner. Turn number 9, using as much of the outside curve as he can possibly do so there. Then it's turn number 10, Puon, sort of double left-hander here, flat out through 11, bring it out wide then, and then back to the left-hand side to set yourself up for Lefania, turn 12, and then at turn 13 again. Plenty of inside curb on both corners there. And then Stavro, turn number 14, again using all of the curve available to him. Turn number 15, the curve pull Freya, and then it's a flat out run all the way through Blanchimont, and then the bus stop chicane. Wow, it's feeling a bit rusty tonight with my corner names, but I'll get there eventually. There's Blanchimont, off-board shot, 193 miles an hour, and still picking up the speed, 200 miles an hour, by the time he hits the brakes hard, going into the bus stop chicane. Reprofiled, of course, back in 2007 to what it is now. Massive drift coming out of the final corner, but sets the pace with a 1 minute 50.597. Next across the line, I believe, is his teammate Furious, quite possibly. It is, and he goes 5/10 quicker, and BRT have an early 1-2.
Perfectly executed, Joseph. Perfectly executed. PR Furious topping it. Magician slower lap than others. Venom up in third place. Nick now second place. The teammate Liam Bowman finishing off his lap shot as well. AMS James a 2 minute 8 from AMS James. Getting AMS off. Started nice and fast. It seems into the bus stop chicane comes Liam Bowman. Then the man has won 3 or 4 starts originally at the start of the season. Bit of a poor run near the back end, but he continues on this lap. Though, can he jump to the top of the session? It looks fast. It is fast. A 49.8 from the Scotsman of Liam Bowman, the newest Tier 1 full-time driver. Next one is going to be Josh Gilly, leave for TTM. It's another Sam there, short costing 153.7. Not his greatest attempt either, as you see up to the bus stop chicane. Now comes Josh Gilly in that Alpine car. He's done a good couple of races so far for TTM and some other competitions. Can he do it this time though? In the AEC tier as he crosses the line, so now Josh Gilly crosses the line, only 7th place with a 51.2.
Absolutely, and there's Dan as well, jumping up into P7. Still 7 or 8 drivers yet to have set a lap so far. Jordan Arnold starts his first flying lap of the session. TTM Placky heading quickly in towards Blanchimont. We've got McLaren as well to cut.
Yeah, Nico, I think diving into the pit lane there. I'm not sure if he's backed off that lap or not. Nico carrying on his lap. TTM Placky through the bus stop machine. He comes in. Can he continue on with this lap? He's got Placky across the line into 2nd place. Goes the leader of the current Tier S drivers standings. Fantastic stuff there from TTM Placky. And Tier 10 to the answers back fast as well with a 49.9. Only 2 drivers in the 49. Joseph, have you returned?
Yeah, sorry about that. I do have charge batteries, and they're now in the controller, so that's good. Probably should have done that beforehand, but should be fine now. It's always bloody Spa. I have, yeah, it always goes wrong with my controller, but hopefully that is now fixed. 3 drivers currently out there on flying laps that haven't yet posted one. FRT Nico might have backed out of this one, not completely sure. Jordan Arnold's still about halfway around his lap. Of course, it's a long one. About 1 minute 50 so far for your average lap time around here in these conditions. TF10 David making his way through Blanchimont now as well. Had a good few appearances so far this season. Point scorer, of course, on a few occasions as well. TF10 sitting, well, 7th of the active teams, excluding AMS as well. David then crossing the line. Where's he go in comparison to his teammates? Quite a way off. 1.6 seconds, in fact, and mixed fortune so far in the TF10 camp.
Yeah, to the second Dawood 14. I actually seen a massive snap he had going on towards Blanchimont. He went all the way to the far left hand side of the car, cut that whole curb on the left hand side, so it wasn't a good one from him at all. Jordan Arnold into 15th place as well. His teammate Sasha Andre is just continuing on with his current lap attempt. Don't think anyone else is pushing other than Sasha Andre. He's yet to set a lap on the board. Can he beat his teammate hopefully with a 52.5? Big slide through that downhill part of the track, coming on towards No Name now. Can he keep it clean through this part of the track? But a bit slower now. I think he may have possibly backed. No, he has not backed off. He keeps going through there. Massive slide though, going down now. Through he comes in. The very fast left-hander keeps it going straight once again. See, quite a messy lap, to be honest with you, from Sasha Andre so far. Wide of all the apex, he hits this nice one decently enough, though, up in the 4th gear quickly. A bit of a wiggle on the exit, carries on through the rest of the lap though. Looks like Sasha Andre hopefully keeps this clean all the way through.
Absolutely. What's his middle sector split looking like? 1 minute 20.945. I can't tell you really how that stacks up in comparison to some of our front runners at the moment. But just like that, we're over halfway through the session. And that means we're already seeing some fresh sets of intermediate tyres going on for the likes of Liam Bowman and Nick at NVR. Trey RT's come out the pit lane as well. Josh Gilly selected a fresh set of boots, as has Nico, who's yet to get a lap in. Sasha Andre, though, this is a fresh set of tyres. Can he make it count? 11th quickest he goes then for the Romanian driver. And you could also argue as well, mixed fortunes for TF10, mixed fortune for the Romanians. Whichever way you want to look at that. That's completely fine. SLR Sam improves, but still sits rock bottom, really, of the representative times on 53.7, and now looks to want to recharge that battery as well. It's a long circuit, Ross, so even though you should be getting some consecutive laps in, it takes a lot out of the battery, and there's not really much value in going back to back.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the tyre would have been a little bit higher as well. Probably wouldn't be helping you around laps late on, but it was TRT leading the way so far. It looks like M Racer was going to finish off this lap. He hasn't validated actually during that part of the lap. But TRT, though, he set himself up for what will be his second lap attempt and possibly his last, because I think this will click the timer has really been ticking down. 7 minutes and 35 seconds left already after only seeing one lap each from the driver. It really shows how long this circuit is. He comes in towards turn at number 1, then up he goes, looking up that hill of erosion to the top of the Campbell Straight as well. It's all about just keeping it clean, not invalidating, turning that a little bit too early as you reach the top of the peak of the mountain here. You see him at the left hand side, keeping it nice and close on the curb, but not enough to invalidate. He holds it 7th gear for a long time there, but he jumps into the Campbell Straight. Usually a bit of DRS would assist you down the straight, but not at the moment with the wet conditions. Into the clumsy comes in, turn at number 5, number 6 and number 7 of Malmedy coming up right fast at you as well. It's about hooking this up, a big traction zone as well, keeping it clean all the way through, and he does keep it nicely. FG3RT 10th place currently. Can he improve higher than that? It looks good so far.
It does, and that purple Sector 1 flashing up, probably giving him a nice boost of confidence as well as he makes his way down the hill through No Name, and he's got a clear poo on in his sights. Let's see how committed he is. Down 1 gear, and then straight back on the throttle. Even in these wet conditions, the F1 game, its downforce, its grip, everything that it's got to offer, really making these cars come alive. I've accidentally flicked to Dan there, but he's a bit further on around the lap. We'll catch him up in just a moment. We've got some Alpines as well. That was Josh Gilly starting a flying lap. Placky will soon join him. So let's flick to Dan very quickly, as he'll be the next to cross the line. No, he actually aborts and comes into the pit lanes. Which back to Trey RT, the Czech driver who has had some outstanding finishes actually this season. 6 appearances, 3 really good points finishes. P7 in China, P7 in Monza, a P9 in Australia as well. They've been brave with their strategy. Have FGE might have to perform something of the sorts again tonight around Spa-Francorchamps. Trauty crosses the line, improves by a 10th into 9th.
NVR Nick. Well, that is that's something I've got to say. Can his teammate reply back quickly though? He's got a car ahead starting up a lap. Liam Bowman will be crossing the line shortly. Can he be the one to beat his teammate NVR across the line? He crossed the line. Not enough to beat him, but a comfortable NVR 1-2 during this mid part of the session. I tell you what, Joseph, that is some time from NVR Nick. Just within our 5 minutes to go, the track will be getting better and better and better. And well, he is really flying on so far. It looks like currently there is also a Mercedes going to cross the line short. That's Dawid starting off a lap as a Ferrari. Starting off a lap as well. That's Jordan Arnold. Looks like the McLaren of F1 Nico has invalidated his kind of this weekend. Josh Gilly is 3.5 tenths up in that first sector. In the middle, he is 7.5 tenths up in that middle sector. Can he improve any more? Looking down towards the bus stop chicane, and through he comes. Through Blanchimont now at turn at number 16 and 17. If he hooks it up nicely for his last few cars, it could be a good lap here from Josh Gilly, jumping up to maybe about P7 or P6 ahead of the 2 Shizou drivers of M Racer 9 and Shizou Venom. Through the bus stop he comes in, the first one to the right, the next one to the sharp left. Can he hold it all the way out? He does get a nice attraction next to a bit of a curb on the right hand side there, but Josh Gilly across the line. He doesn't jump out of it, the Shizou drivers just in behind them, but still a very solid time from the TTM man.
Yeah, it's not bad at all from Josh Gilly, but it leaves him in a difficult situation whereby if he's got enough fuel on board, he'll have to go again, I think, on this same set of tyres, because I don't think he'll have enough time, even if he gets all the way around, comes into the pit lane, to then rejoin the circuit. He's invalidated on this one anyway, so I think he'll just be trying to push now to the line. I've got a fast car coming through. I think that's an Aston Martin, as both of the NVR drivers race to get back in the pit lane as well. I think they've just got enough time to get a third set of fresh intermediate tyres on the car. TTM Placky went third, by the way, in all of that, but still 4/10 off NVR Nick at this stage. This is Nick, by the way, at his very best, and also Liam Bowman too. With regards to BRT, still both cars in the pit lane, so we've not got any immediate responses, but the fact that NVR get to have another go at this, it's looking like they have pole in the bag.
Yeah, looking very, very strong so far. Placky probably doesn't have enough time to get back in. I think that is it for TTM Placky, so P3 at best. For the Dutchman, SLR Sam is currently on his next flying lap. Can he be one of the men to improve? Currently down in P18 at 53.7. Really not quick at all for the SLR driver. How much does he improve in this first sector? It only improves by only about 3/10. That is not enough to jump him ahead of Jordan Arnold ahead of him, but possibly a bit more time. Oh, very good point actually. I've completely switched off from that. Still a bit of spray, I must say, from the rear wing of Sam, but dry tyres might be, I think it might be a little bit too early, Joseph, for a bit of dry tyres. Fresh for Nick and for Liam Bowman, fresh for Tudor, for Furious, fresh for M Racer as well, so it looks like he's going to get intermediates to the end.
Yeah, I was going to say, wait, where's the rain gone? It has stopped, but it's this spray that's usually our big indicator. By the way, Sam invalidating there, and looks like his session is running very, very dry at the moment. But will the track get dry? Everyone so far out there on intermediates. These are the fitted tyres on the screen, so yeah, definitely intermediates out there, but the track is still improving. It's still perfect for intermediates. These times are going to tumble, so it'll be very much the case of whoever's at last out there should theoretically have the best conditions to contend for pole. So everything I was saying about NVR having it in the bag, at this point, yes, but in a couple of minutes, maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, it's not confirmed just yet. FRT Dan is currently on a flying lap in that middle sector, but to come to the end of that middle sector, see him fly on through towards the end of Fanier, turn 14, and through the curve of Paul Frere. I'm going to try and make an attempt at that. 8.5 up, though, is the FRT driver. That's a massive improvement. We can keep that one together. The other FRT driver, Nico, goes to 49.8. That's got the third place. Will that stay, though? The track really improving now. I don't think that'll be there for long. FRT Dan can spend a bit more time in this final two corners now of the bus stop chicane. Simba Rocks 1 into third place now with a 49.6. You can see the time's coming in. Big slide for Dan into the bus stop chicane. It's not good at all. I think he's lost all his time due to how large that slide was. He crossed the line anyway. It's still a 49.5. What could have been, Joseph? What could have been?
Oh, the near limbs of FRT Dan going quickest there, I have to say. Nico at 600ths up and 5th at the moment. FRT looking good for now, but how long can it last? Simba Rocks 1, 2/10 up, and he's got barely any ERS left at the moment. All of these times looking pretty useless at this stage as the track continues to improve. Who's out there at the moment? SLR Sam going for yet another one. He's already done a lap, as we've already seen, a failed one on that set of intermediate tyres. So again, might not just be at that full potential at the moment. It's a massive queue going into the bus stop chicane. This is where we usually see the grid penalties. Right up his arse there, Jordan. Don't get too close. You might start extracting some rear wing feces. Anyway, round to the final corner at the bus stop chicane. And it feels like a safety car restart with how close everybody is. Someone's not made it. Nico has failed to make the line. They were backing up. Someone had to pay the price. And unfortunately, it's the SLR man.
Yeah, Nico's really came off unlucky there. He's just back of the train, just gets so unlucky. Everyone's overtaken. Everyone's rushing to get to the line. He hasn't caught on in time. Yeah, unfortunate for him. 15th at best. His teammate, the Westlander, Sam, up into 8th place. Finally for Sam, a good lap has been put in. MV Arnick is a 10th up in that first sector. Liam Bowman is 2.5 tenths up in that first sector. Joseph, a mixture of times currently all over the place. Two of these are 10th and a half up. Looks like Sam has only improved to there. PR3 is 10th and a half as well. So much is going on. I can't really track. Those at M Racer is the furthest car on currently in that. Williams, can he be the one to beat the 2MVR guy to a possible pole position? A WR Tier 1 driver, a solid season, may I say, with a 4th place finish. Can M Racer be the one to trump the 2MVR guys with a pole position? They're going to get a 1.2 seconds up on that current time. Joseph, this could be anyone.
It could be, and one thing is for certain, Jordan Arnold is the last car out there at the moment, but there is so much traffic in that mid-pack that the advantage you might gain by being the last car is completely mitigated by any dirty air that you might get. M Racer might be about to set the quickest lap of the evening so far. Rounding the final corner, the German driver with one appearance to his name this season on his second goes quickest with a 1:48.772. Tuzi with a .792. A magician to the top with a .497. Nick tumbles the times even further with a 48.069. Furious slotting into third. Venom into 4th, beating his teammate. Liam Bowman is up to 3rd, but does have traffic. We're waiting on Jordan Arnold. I don't think, no, he had the best of the conditions, but unfortunately he's unable to make it count. Down in P18, had a huge opportunity, but in the end, our championship fight that we've got on display, BRT leading NVR by 7 points. They occupy the top 4 in alternating fashion.
Joseph, I can't believe it. I do not believe Liam Bowman has been blocked at the final part of the track. A Ferrari, I believe, of Jordan, I'm not sure, Sasha Andre, has just been caught up. He just hasn't seen Liam Bowman behind him, and Liam Bowman probably lost a pole lap. I think he probably was. He lost a lot of time in that final sector, and well, it has not paid off for him at all. But the track conditions, really nice to MV Nick, really nice to BRT Magician. Tell you what, Joseph, for the championship fight, this is exactly what you want at the front.
It is. That is a brilliant qualifying. Gabble saying in the live chat, Magician didn't bottle a wet quali. I can't believe it. I can't believe my eyes, he says. And P2's not a bad place to start, is it? Around here in Spa. Could well be leading by the time we get to Les Combes at turn number 6. We're going to have a very quick intermission. We're not going to go anywhere. We are going to very quickly talk about the anniversary of AEC, formerly the Supersonic Esports Championship. It's our 2-year anniversary tomorrow. And props to the 3 OG teams on this graphic. BRT, SLR and FGE here since the very start. They deserve a lot of recognition because in a time, Ross, where we have had a lot of uncertainty, 3 teams now having to be swapped and whatnot, they've come a long way. I think that's fair to say.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Some of the teams, starting off as assist teams, branching off into the no assist. The no assist side has really turned out to be something else. Bingo Racing team being one of the standouts. Look at them now, 2nd and 4th on the TRS grid. One of the strongest assist teams, mind you, as well. Do we need to say that? But still, very, very exciting times for them. FGE on an uprise as well, with the likes of Simba Rocks, one currently in 12th place, and FG Tree RT 6th place for him as well. You can't write him off just yet. SLR a bit further back for this time. Sam 15th and Nico in 17th. But we have seen the likes of Ogwin, like of W Turner. These drivers coming through these teams and doing well in the end. So yeah, very much props for surviving, and where, as you said, like an era where teams go so fast.
Absolutely. Here's another reminder of the standings then. That's driver. We'll get the team up for you. Hang on. Give me a second. There we go. Yeah, it's BRT that leads the AEC TRS Championship. Gap 7 points. Make that 6 following the pole position. You get a point for that. So already a bit of movement there from NVR to try and potentially get the lead back here tonight. But starting 1, 3 and 2 and 4, there is no way you can predict that. There is absolutely no way. But just very quickly, strategy. What are we expecting? Hard start?
I think you honestly could expect some soft to be here. To be honest with you, soft, medium, very much doable around the track, possibly a medium soft for some of the guys. But I do see a couple of hard tires around there as well. MVR Nick at the front, soft for him. Liam Bowman on the hard, Furious on the medium, Venom on the soft. So an array of tires selected. All of the back row have selected a soft tire. So honestly, Joe, this is a mixed bag really for the strategy.
Honestly, I'm never sure when it comes to strategy at Spa because, like you said, I think anything actually goes around here. Very likely that we're going to get some safety cars. We could get up to 5 in a 22-lap race. That could, take up well over half of it. They've got as many fresh sets of softs really at their disposal following a wet qualifying. It is dreamland for the teams that do like to try and be on that aggressive front foot. I don't actually know when we start. I think that's my call. No, we're going now! As here come the lights then. All 5 on, ahead of the drivers for round 10 of the Artemis Esports Championship. And they're out and runs away, and Nick leading us away from pole. Has to cover off Magician on the inside. Will he get to the first corner? Into the lead? Yes, he does. And it's Liam Bowman fighting up the inside, and then eventually taking on his teammates as they race on now. Exiting La Source is a house there going wide of Trey RT. Rejoining the circuit, and a Ferrari all out of shape there as well of Sasha Andre. Up to the top of Radion then for the first time, and Magician tried to pull back alongside Liam Bowman and might even get a double slipstream here. Looking to overtake the Aston Martin that he lost a position to. He's got to go around the outside at Lecom, but it's an NVR 1-2 by the time they get to the end of the first sector. Nick leading from Liam Bowman, BRT slotting into 3rd and 4th, and then in Noah's Ark fashion, Shizou 5th and 6th, and TF10 in 7th and 8th.
Yeah, all on different strategies as well. MVR Nick and Liam Bowman hard, Magician and Furious, Medium's Darwin and Today on the softs. I don't know what is going on with the strategy codes, but Nick and Liam Bowman, what a great getaway from Liam Bowman, especially jumped a few of them on the line there. Magician and Furious with the better rubber currently have got to make it work now. They've got to burn a bit of battery, get ahead of these 2 MVR guys, and really try focus on trying to burn their hard tyres a little bit more. Venom and Race can have a little bit of a tighter race as well with Darwin and Today behind on the soft component tyre. That's somewhere where they've really got to try and make manoeuvres early on as well. Both trying to burn some battery here early on and see if they can get some manoeuvres done at the start. But in the end, though, it was a good start as well for the midfield pack as well. If you quick look at the jumps in the start, FG 3RT was in 4 positions to soft runners ahead of him. You've got the FRT Dan Holden, big battle at the front. I see there's their BRT Magician and having to defend there was Liam Bowman, and the MVR Nick bang wheels forces the MVR Nick wide. Bowman takes the lead. Magician thinks got the inside line, but nothing happening so far. They start off lap 2 now. Liam Bowman leads away.
He does, and here comes Magician again down the inside of Nick. There was a bit of a roadblock at the bus stop for the BRT man, but this time he's fought his way through down the inside at La Source and then edges in front on the exit as well. And then he gets the slipstream, the long slipstream from the very bottom of the hill, the climb up to the top. Eau Rouge then Radion and pulling to the left-hand side already. No DRS just yet. The ERS being burned, and BRT Magician, by the time they hit the braking zone, should very much have the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix, and he does so. Furious will be next in line to try and pick off the 2 NVR drivers, but that is a massive, massive moment from the driver making his first appearance of the season tonight.
Very confused, Joseph. Very confused. Venom getting by Tootie on the soft compounded tyre. Tootie's got to make this work. I don't know what's going on for him. Maybe he's got slight damage or something, but being overtaken by a hard runner this early on has got to be a confusing time for him. He's got to try and get those stops in a good window now and make some overtakes happen. The likes of everyone behind him as well on a better compounded tyre from the hard tyre head of them Racer and TF10. Dowd has to think of trying to get through as well, but Tootie burning the majority of his battery early on and not getting that moved on Venom has got to be a bit of a bollock from there in thick place, but he'll carry on anyway at the front. I don't see anything happening. Maybe Furious thinking about doing what his teammate tried to do one lap of going to the bus stop, secure an MVR Nick, but nothing happened so far. Tootie does finally get through though on Shizou Venom for 5th place.
He does indeed, just ahead there into Blanchimont, but Venom's going to try and fight this one back. Had a look around the outside, and I'm sad to report that in the space of 2 laps, in the final sector each, Sam and Nico have both gone around in the opening 2 laps. It's a disastrous start for SLRT, currently bottom of all the active teams in the championship. So, yeah, they have some work to do to try and recover that one. But with the close proximity of literally everybody out there on track at the moment, they have still got a fighting chance of recovering in some points-paying positions here. Back comes Liam Bowman now that the DRS is enabled. Should be a very simple opportunity to pull to the left-hand side and take the lead, but we're looking at Nick as well, who's got the overspeed but doesn't quite get back into second. That's what Magician was hoping didn't happen. He hoped he might have been able to pull away in the opening lap or two, but he's entered into this DRS dogfight pretty much back where they started.
Yeah, big move in the midfield between F14 Nico and TF10 Dawid. Nico on the inside going down the hill, makes it work and through he goes. Dawid having a really hard time, double overtake there by the FRT duo. Dan just 2 corners before. Nico hit the inside line early and got that move done for a P9 and P10 to carry on. We continue with no Sasha Andre heads looking vulnerable at the moment. 20% in ERS, 5/10 off of M Racer on the hard tires, but the DRS will be active now on this lap, so he can kind of use that to his advantage, but everyone else behind him have got to be thinking about trying to keep some battery at some point. The soft tires clearly not working as good as they might have thought, but this front straight really trying to pull the lane out from TF10 to the 4.5 tenths back currently, but 28% ERS really isn't helpful for him at the moment. Furious getting closer and closer and closer on MVR Nick. He puts the battery on, he picks the outside line, not the inside line. Nick defends the inside. Furious on the outside though, he has it on the outside. It switches to the inside. It's Furious up on a P3, but Nick may be able to hold it with a better traction on Nick's. It's not going to happen. Furious up on the podium.
It's Furious and it's glorious. Brilliant move there to take the inside into the final corner and ultimately third place there. Sasser Andre getting close there with FRT Dan. He's the filling there in an FRT sandwich. Battles further behind as well. Josh Gilly clearing M Racer, but M Racer's got the exit. Will he try and hold it side by side into Mo Rouge on the hard tyres? No, he doesn't. Bit of a slide there coming up the hill from Jordan Arnold. Possibly a bit of lag there as well, but Magician with the DRS retakes the lead, and Nick is trying to find this one back, and there's contact, and they both skip the chicane entirely, both getting 3-second time penalties for corner cutting. Well, the circuit's not that way. I think that's fair to say. Nick allows Furious to have the position, but that's our first real bit of controversy between the two championship protagonists.
Yeah, I'm not sure who to blame. I don't think it was more of a racing incident, to be honest. It was a bit of kind of both of them clashing with each other. Jordan Arnold and FG3RT has been spun round at the back, down in 15th place because the FG driver. Jordan Arnold now down in 18th as well. Must have been a collision between those two. But yeah, back to that Nick incident. I'm not sure, to be honest. Nick kind of cut him off a bit. Furious might have been a little bit, could have been a bit tighter to the inside curb. It's kind of a mix and match between both of them, but the stewards will have a say on that. Both for 3 seconds, they will not be getting removed. So yeah, just an unfortunate situation. TF10 today though knows that if he can try and get by those guys, he'll be right in the fight for a win here.
Absolutely. I mean, I think if you're on the outside there and you're the overtaking car, you've got to allow the car in front to the car you're overtaking to have some room on the inside. I think that's a non-negotiable around this circuit. So yeah, if I was to put the blame on anyone there, it'd be Nick so far, but I'm sure a different viewpoint will be submitted at some point. Right. Okay. Safety car deployed. I don't know what for. No idea.
I believe that was involved. He's got no front wing. Down in 14th, AMS James has got a collision with him as well. James does have a front wing, so I'm not sure what has actually happened between those. I don't know if that would definitely spun at the last corner. How James has got a penalty, I don't know. But yeah, anyway, David's got no front wing. He's going to be into the box. But now, these soft runners are in a bit of a jeopardy here. Did they go hards? Did they go mediums? Did they stay out? It's a bit of a tough call to make.
Yes. I mean, NVR looking at this maybe and going, okay, everyone else can jump onto the hards, comfortably make it to the end. Do we go for the mediums, try and stretch it as well? Or what? There's a bit of a dilemma, yeah, you have to say, for those that would have preferred a harder compound. I mean, they could have selected the harder, and you know, but they can't do 2 sets of hards. They'd still have to pit again. So James Kalako saying mediums will last. I am thinking that, but competitively, that's a different story.
As you come to the dying embers of the race, you need your tyres to be in a good window. And if your mediums are on 75% and the hards are on, say, 60%, bit of a gamble. You know, it depends on if you can stretch yourself enough with the mediums. I think you might be okay. But then again, if you want to try and benefit yourself more on the hard, it's a bit of a jeopardy call to make. BRT Magician leads the way though. He'll be the first man to make some sort of call into the box. I believe this could be a pistol of BRT. Magician is into the box along with Liam Bowman. Furious is going to follow him in as well. I'm going to guess so. He does follow him in. Nick as well. The whole field is into the pit lane. FRT Dan, FRT Nico. The whole pit lane into what everyone goes on to though is the big question.
Well, Furious has opened up a gap here, and that's not usually liked when it comes to these safety cars. Both BRT and NVR's Furious and Nick are going to have to take this pain with a double stack. It is mediums for NVR. It is hards for BRT. Of course, we completely acknowledge that there are still 8 other teams competing out there tonight. But, you know, when the championship is this close, I think you have to really magnify these guys' strategy. And I'll tell you what, that could have been a lot worse. 2D getting up to 3rd through all of that. Onto a fresh set of hards as well. He's got a front row seat for the impending Magician and Bowman battle. Venom up to 5th. He's also on the medium tyres. Trey RT going for a fresh soft set. So, yes, this is interesting. Exactly what we expected.
Yeah, I mean, bit of a mixture strategy again. Mediums for Josh Gilly, Racer, Venom, Nick. Obviously, no Bowman and Nick were going to go mediums. They started on the hard tyres, so they're going to have to make them last. Furious and Magician obviously started on medium. They'll be going hard today. As you said, big gainer there. I think it was the no double stack for him. Really helped him out. The double stack for Furious, for Nico, for Racer. You know, it was just always going to end up happening. Nick as well, down in 6th place. Venom's got ahead of him along with today. So, yeah, kind of a mixture of stuff going on there, but everyone made a pit stop now. FG Trio team's on a soft compound tyre. SLR Sam's on an older hard. Jordan Arnold also on a medium compound tyre, but hopefully we should see the safety car in this lap.
Yeah, hopefully now that everybody is on the back of the virtual Burn Myland. A bit of debate in the chat. I mean, BRT, you know, as you would, are going to back their driver up and said that it wasn't that big of a backing off thing, but to be fair, it sort of helped Nick as well. They both get a very similar double stack gap, so I would allow it. I know that sounds a bit, you know, roadman, but on that on that occasion, I think, yeah, that's fine.
A bit roadman is first thing, the last thing I expected you to say tonight, Joseph, I'm not going to lie. But safety car in this lap. BRT Magician going to get us away soon on those fresh hard compound tyres. Liam Bowman, no team must get through on him early with those mediums and kind of create a bit of a gap. Hopefully try and break the DRS of BRT Magician when he is behind him, obviously. But it's going to be a bit of a question to see where he will go. Will Furious be able to try and jump on the teammate, see what he can do? He does have that 3-second time penalty, and Magician is underway and racing again. Hopefully very soon. He comes through the final corner now. Lap number 7 starting off. Magician leads away.
He does indeed. Lap 7 of 22. The flags go green around this circuit. The marshals waving them there. And we're away and racing into the first corner. Nothing really to report. Maybe a few dive bombs further back as the drivers all bunch up back there. It was Trey RT going up the inside of Nico and takes Placky with him as well. Maybe we should jump on board with this fight momentarily. There we go. Placky's still holding off the Czech driver there. But let's go back to the top of Radion to cut live to the action between Liam Bowman and BRT Magician. And there's a swap there in the background. A crucial one as Furious gets ahead of 2D there for 3rd place. Will 2D try and fight it back up the inside? It looks like he might be, and unlike Furious just a moment ago, doesn't get chopped off there on the inside. Venom's getting a good exit now as well, and the mediums against hards working in his favour to jump up there into 4th place. Venom really thrives in these sort of conditions. Safety car restarts where he needs to make the moves. He's done so just there.
Yeah, that is good, but MVR Nick going to try to get back to 10 to it as well on the medium component up the inside. Through a pull on, that was brave and that was good from the young German. Through he goes up into 5th place. As you said, Venom making the conditions work perfectly. He's up in that gap. PR Furious though, has been dropped out of DRS. 1.3 seconds between his teammate who's got to stay in with Liam Bowman. As I expected, he's hit the front and he's burning away. 1 second now, he's got the gap to BRT Magician, who's also having to burn with him. This is exactly what MVR have got to do though to make it work. They need Nick back in this fight, and I'll tell you what, he's making it work perfectly. If Josh Gilly get through an F40, Dan currently an M Racer get through as well. In the medium cup and a tyre, they'll be better at the moment. And Dan is back down in a P10, but M Racer and Josh Gilly thinking about the moves. M Racer go round the outside into the bus stop chicane. Let's switch to the inside line now. At the last corner here, they bang wheels, but on the inside there comes M Racer. At least they got that job done now. Josh Gilly's got the outside line into the next corner, the inside line, sorry, into turn number 1. M Racer on the outside, Josh Gilly on the inside for TTM. It looks like TTM's going to keep 9th place for the moment. 8th place probably for Josh Gilly, but M Racer's got the outside exit once again. What a bit of battle in this between these two. M Racer on top.
Sensational racing. If only we had things like this in real life. Right, let's go to Venom, who's up to 3rd here, making those medium tyres work wonders now. And, well, he has lost, of course, the DRS to Magician. But if he can find 6/10 on this lap, he is really talking now for a potentially brilliant result in this Belgian Grand Prix. 3 seconds apiece, reminder, between Furious and Nick. That's because they both went straight on at Les Combes following a collision. It's a very difficult form of appeal to make because, first of all, you have to identify who's at fault, then what the drivers could have done to potentially avoid a 3-second penalty, and then make your decision based on that. So it's a very unique situation that these two find themselves in.
Yeah, I mean, Magician 1.5 seconds now off of the back of Liam Bowman. This gap that he created is unbelievable, and Magician having to burn more. He actually got less ERS now, and then Liam Bowman ahead. It's a perfect situation for MVR. MVR nickname is burning away with his ERS. He keeps looking to get past Furious through Blanchimont. They come through the left-hander now. About half a tenth is the gap between these two and the Alfa Romeo and the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin picks the inside of Nelly on a late braking manoeuvre. He had to turn, whatever turn 18 or 19 I think it is. Through the bus stop chicane they come though. MVR Nick on the outside, Furious on the inside. Furious trying to keep himself in there on the hard compound tyre. They're not in the right window for this. But he's going to put the inside line. He just put the inside line on the inside. Stopping it down the gears. Oh, get the switch back at 10 for MVR Nick though. Great traction on exit. Nick again up in a P4. Furious has to back out this time. Not want to go side by side. Up through Eau Rouge. Nick and Furious. What a battle once again at turn number 1.
It's an absolute miracle how they have not made contact, these two. Here comes Furious again because he's got the DRS this time. And as easy as that, Furious is back through and into 4th place. And M Racer on 2D as well, clearing him. Running a little bit wide going into Les Combes, but still comfortably getting that position on track. And we've got a yellow flag, and it's Nico again involved with a collision with Simba Rocks 1. And I think the other Nico was involved there as well. A 3-way collision. 2 of them were Nicos, and in the middle, Simba Rocks 1.
Yeah, massive collision in between. There's 4 drivers. David's been caught in that as well. He's got another bit of wind damage on the left-hand side end plate. He's letting everyone through. Nico, I think, got away with it. He just did a little pirouette on the tarmac. But yeah, big collision there at the back. I didn't catch it. Just 4 cars had a spun around on the mini-map. But they all carry on. Luckily, David might be retiring from this race. Unfortunately, a good qualifying for him. But in the end, not worked out in this race. MVR Nick, once again, back on the back of PR Furious. He's kept ahead during that middle sector of Furious. The hard tyres every single lap will increasingly be getting better and better, getting ahead of the mediums in terms of performance. So right now, Furious is doing the perfect job for not only his teammate, but trying to keep MVR Nick behind, and currently a good point scoring position for BRT as well. I think they might just outscore MVR by a couple of points if they stay as they are, but the 3 seconds will be harming them, and then Racer in behind currently. They'll come in at turn number 1 though. Fury still in 4th place, Nick still in 5th place. No battle going anywhere else, but TF10 Today has got Josh Gilly for company behind them.
Absolutely. Trouty, seeing there, making a nice move on Dan, the only driver on the soft tyres at the moment, still in this DRS train. And speaking of DRS, it's time to reactivate, and this time it's Nick's turn. And, well, Furious has a helping of it as well. I wasn't sure there because the gap was about a second, but either way, Nick grabs the inside line away from Furious, and he's back up into 4th place. A ding-dong battle between the two of them. We've already seen it end almost in tears once, but you have to say the racing since the safety car restart has been superb. M-Racer right on the tail of these two as well. Nick has found a good 4-5 tenths in this first sector so far on Venom, who's now caught up behind Magician. This battle could get interesting, could still allow Liam Bowman to pull away further.
Yes, exactly what he needs. He needs these to keep on battling, keep trying to burn away, because when Liam Bowman has been able to keep his ERS 45%, for him, Magician on the other hand, 15%. So Liam Bowman, prime time position for him currently. 4 laps old, medium tyres. Another 12 to go, mind you. So, 16 laps on medium compound tyres will not be easy a job to do, but right now, as I said, it's in a perfect place to keep that going. Those hard tyres won't come into play for another couple of laps. So as long as these hard tyre guys just keeping the DRS of the cars ahead, they'll be keeping themselves in a confident gap, like FRT Dan, such as Andre, TF10, Tudi as well. They're all near the back end of the race, picking up a bit of pace. AMSG will be getting back into after a disconnect. But Jesus Vera, I'm thinking about second place now, BRT Magician.
Absolutely, and he had a big rear lock there going into the bus stop, and again deep on the brakes into turn number 1. He should have this lined up. He's already burning his battery. You can see that Magician's harvesting light is on, just above the rear diffuser of that Alfa Romeo, and up to the top of Radion. Nico comes into the pits. Our second retirement of this race. Venom to the left-hand side, and Venom into P2. And Nick into P3. I was waiting for it coming into shot there. And the German has it done. And there's side-by-side action here between Furious and M-Racer. M-Racer and Furious actually making contact there. Switching to the inside now, M-Racer. Looking to go down the inside into Bruxelles. Turn number 8 of the capital city of Belgium. And then back up the inside, Furious into No Name. So, again, another ding-dong battle that they can't afford to spend too long doing, because Furious wants a DRS to his teammate. Magician doesn't really want to let off too much to allow, Nick and Venom to maybe get away on those medium tyres. So fortunately now Furious is through and they can fight as a unit again.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good so far between those. Furious luckily getting now back into the DRS range of his teammate ahead, Shizu Venom. Still 1.7 seconds back on Liam Bowman. MVR's double duel here. They're Liam Bowman leading the way. MVR Nick is closing up behind the back. Shizu Venom, Simbaros one's the next one to get a penalty, along with Rangers did a couple of nights ago. MVR Nick though at the bus stop chicane still fights on by Shizu Venom. Didn't think about the manoeuvre as we see him do on Furious just a couple of laps ago.
Absolutely. The penalty to Rangers had to make an appearance. How's the FM going with you and Bowman? Who's coming out on top in that one?
Fantastic! I just won the Viaplay Cup.
Oh,
Cup of Scotland. I'm flying. I beat him in the final 3-1. It's a great football manager. If Rangers football manager, everyone get it done.
Oh, I think it'll be back to the Plymouth save after this one for me. Not that that's going particularly well at the moment. Here comes M-Racer, by the way. Round 2 with PR Furious. Now of BRT, of course. Parnell Racing rebranding. It's a Veloce Academy, but despite that, Nick up into P2. He wants to shine his name in those lights one day. Furious back up the inside into Malmedy as 2 battles go on there at once. And again, as a consequence, Furious loses DRS to his teammate, and the cycle repeats all over again.
Yeah, I know. Really, it's a constant battle between the M-Racer. Thought he had it done. He ran really wide at turn number 5, and then all of a sudden Furious on the inside of us, so he had to give him the position, and now he's back once again, backpedaling, chasing down Furious. Furious is really just causing him a lot of problems. He's got no DRS currently. I think Magician might just have to back off a little bit to make sure his teammate does get into that DRS, with Josh Kelly as well closing up to the back of M-Racer now. 30% ERS for him with TTM Placky, his teammate just in behind him. TTM, an underrated race, I have to say, currently as well. They're having a really good midfield pack. The medium tyres working for them as well. They can get by these hard runners. Really coming a good fight for some really good points here in their battle, trying to keep third place from F40.
Absolutely. Nick, hold up job is the message from Axe watching on tonight. Good to see you, Axe. We're seeing another prime example of it. Gap between Bowman and Nick, 2.2 seconds, and of course they're giving Bowman every opportunity to win this race. Nick going deep, and it's a brilliant bit of DRS game here, because Nick gets the DRS And Venom has absolutely nothing to answer with here and could actually lose 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 positions here if he's not careful. Venom has to defend. Here comes Nick, the first driver to pick him off. Magician will go to the left-hand side potentially. I thought it was a lot closer than that. He's still gaining and then doesn't decide to take up the offer of overtaking Shizou Venom. They'll let these two continue to fight their way around the circuit, but this is a train running from Nick in P2 all the way down to Trey RT in P12.
We have another 9 laps of racing and DRS games are already starting, Joseph. What are we getting ourselves into so early on? I am unsure, but MVR Nick to perfection, I must say, ran wide, got a good exit and managed to get by past Venom. Not easily, may I say, though. Venom leaving him little to no space, putting him slightly on the grass, actually, in towards turn number 4 and almost through Malmedy as well. They were close, but they keep on going down through Fania now as BRT Magician close to the back of Venom currently as well. But you know, these medium compound tyres can't keep going at the fast rate they are currently right now. Those hard tyres at some point will be in a better window of performance, and hopefully Magician can get back into this fight.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just hearing live score updates, and Man United have bottled a 2-0 lead to Copenhagen. So if anybody wanted to laugh this evening, that is where you can direct your attention to. But there's no laughing matter here. It's all serious between, well, Venom again on Nick. And Magician tries to follow around the outside, saw the gap opening, took the opportunity with both hands, and now down the start-finish straight, he pulls in behind the Williams for a moment. And will just hold off once again, but going deep, Nick again, because he wants the DRS. Magician goes through into P2. Nick sacrificing himself 2 positions there. It's going to start getting dangerous, I think, because it comes when you least expect it, perhaps. Up to the top of Radion again. So many cars all in a queue here. And again, Magician's the vulnerable one. Venom getting past. Nick in the slipstream, looking to make a double overtake and restore his P2 down the inside into Lacombe. And he runs Venom off the circuit. Nick didn't even make it himself. Venom gets a 5-second time penalty for that. Total bullshit, I must say. But Nick once again on the end, potentially to blame of a collision at Lacombe.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Nick's thinking. That's another 5-second for Shizou Venom. That is, I don't
ridiculous.
know what Nick's thinking. He's so hot on the brakes. There was no need to make it. As you said, Joseph, it's going to get dangerous. It has got dangerous. You can play DRS games, but you can't keep doing it like that because, as you see there with Magician, he's going to swoop up the inside and all of a sudden Nick might be vulnerable and might hit him into maybe spinning around. So it's just so dodgy to play games like that. Nick now really has to be a bit smarter with his overtakes and really try, if he wants a DRS, be smarter than he is right now.
The last thing I want from potentially the race of the season, considering the implications here, is, yeah, Nick to be doing this. But, you know, we'll put our full trust in him that he won't do it again. But into Lacombe once again. Magician getting so close as the concertina effect makes me hold my breath there for a second. But we start lap 15 of 22. There are 8 laps to go in this Belgian Grand Prix. Magician on the hard tyres, everyone else around him. 3 in front, 3 behind on mediums as well. Magician should by this point sort of start having, if they were all in clean air, naturally better race pace, but it honestly means nothing at this point. Here comes Nick again. Surely with ease he should make this position up once again. I mean, last time he had to do it with 2 moves, and Venom defends right to the right hand side. Completely legal bit of defending there. Venom tries to hold on, but knows there when to back out. Nick takes P2 once again.
Yeah, you can see it really starting to kick in now. The hard tyres are getting a little bit better lap by lap. Lap 15 of 22, another 7 laps to go of racing. The medium tyres, they'll still be alright. They'll still be usable as of right now. But, you know, come lap 20, lap 21, there'll be a point where they'll be really bad. But FG3RT's put it in the wall. That is a virtual safety car. Not a full safety car. I did kind of think it was a full safety car there. But virtual safety car, FG3RT is in the wall on his 9-lap-old soft. So if this is out long enough, could this be a soft tire pistol? Because reminder, it was a wet qualifying. They've all got fresh softs.
There's no sign of a full safety car. Usually we'd have one by now. I think this stays under virtual by the looks of it, Ross. Yeah, I mean, if it was a full safety car, everyone dives in there and we get chaos. We get absolute chaos, but It is not to be on this occasion. Drivers going to be watching their deltas. They don't want to be caught napping on this virtual safety car restart. It is still quite a significant moment, this, because we could see a drive-through any moment now. We've got 7 laps to go, and into the pits comes TTM Placky. So whether he has damage, I'm not sure, because he was right in that sort of mid-pack where things were getting very tight. Let's have a look. See if there is any front wing change. No, he's just going for softs. So, giving up some of that track position, but it's a cheaper pit stop. He's still in the points paying positions. The DRS is re-enabled and we're racing right to the horrible time for NVR Nick, because look at this. Venom's gaining already and he's going to get past him halfway down the straight. Magician in line as well, but again not close enough, and we'll just sit behind the Aston Martin. But no drive-throughs, and one driver heading in for the softs.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Placky thought that virtual safety car was going to be for a little bit longer than what he thought. I think it just was a little bit too far round from where it came out. You know, it came out just about a no-name here where they all are going through now, so it was just a little bit too early to pit stop, and I think he's cost himself some good points here. You know, even if he gets by Simba when he's 6.9 seconds off of the 11th place SLR Sam, so you know, it's a confusing one by Placky. I think he kind of thought he was going to be out for a little bit longer, and it's really not worked in his favour. His teammate, no Josh Gilly, up in 6th place, but the hard tyre winners of today, Dan and Furious, must be thinking now they've got to try and make these hard tyres work and burn a bit of battery and hopefully get by these medium guys.
Cam saying there in the live chat, Placky pitting could say a lot about the medium runners' wear. Bolero Fox saying Cam knows. Kiwi saying mediums run about 50%. So it could be tight to the end, because think about how many laps they've done. They'll probably finish 70-80% by the time we get to the end here. Puncture territory if you think about it, but certainly in not that good of a shape. We've got 6 laps to go then. Magician in this position, still P2 on penalties provisionally. There'll definitely be some appeals flying in by the end of this one. There were no stewards reports following Portimao, which is always what we want to see, but we've had the polar opposite here tonight at a track that produces and reproduces chaos. Take that in whichever way you want. But here we go then with Magician. He's looking like finally he wants to make this move. Does lift off the throttle there and then allows Nick to get the work done. Will he go around the outside into Lecom? No, he doesn't. Venom holding that inside and again providing a little bit of a concertina effect going into Lecom. But again, just playing the waiting game for now.
Yeah, TTM Placky, he chopped the gap. He currently by 1 second already. Maybe I wrote him up a bit too early, Joseph. Possibly the soft tyres are in a good window, but then again, he got to gain 7 seconds and, you know, around 4 or 5 laps. So it's a big ask, but the Drivers' Championship leader, never write him off just yet. 16.7 seconds the gap now. He's past FRT Nico in 13. Next up being SLR Sam. Once he catches him, TF10 Toody making a move in the middle sector on Josh Gilly. Josh Gilly's medium tires must be dying out now as FRT Dan thinks we're getting past him as well. Through it comes here, the big slide through the next corner there after Melmoday, and it looks like it was a struggle there for Josh Gilly, sorry. FRT Dan was on the back of him. On the exit there, through Blanchimon, they all come. Now Liam Bowman's leading the way, but FRT Dan is burning ERS and closing the gap to Josh Gilly. Could be a move here in the bus stop chicane. He closes again. Does he pit the inside line? He does pit the inside line. Breaking late. Getting past TF10. Toody he has to back out. Toody was there. Furious going to get up the inside of Dan now. Dan might lose a position from this. He does. And Furious is through into P8. What a disaster for the FRT driver who thought about the move on the inside. Has lost a position instead.
He has, and that was brave from Dan, but unfortunately it's backfired a little bit. 5 laps remaining now, lap after lap. Counter ticking down, not much time left to go at all, and Nick 1/10 behind Venom. There is no way he doesn't make this move once again going into P2, and it's round, I don't even know what round of it is of these two going side by side. Again, Venom making that same defensive manoeuvre every time, giving Nick something to maybe breathe in there and just hope that he sticks that, but it is fair game from Venom. Another bit of a slide there from Nick, defending the inside, still Liam Bowman having that gap, which should secure him enough time to start conserving these medium tyres and be sure of a race victory here. Almost side by side there, Josh Gilly and Furious. Furious getting up into P7. His progress resumes. Again, 3 seconds to his name. Toody also with a penalty. So, what we're going to see at the end of this one is nothing alike the finished result.
Football news, Joseph. So I've just had to comment on this. Marcus Rashford seen straight red.
Yes.
In the Copenhagen game.
Yeah.
A straight red card is something I have not seen in a Man United player for a while, and especially not Marcus Rashford. But yeah, throwaway for them, and also a throwaway, it seems, possibly for TTM Placky. 1.6 seconds is the gap between himself and SLR Sam. He's caught Sam about almost a second on this lap alone. That's still another 4 seconds he has to gain to the train ahead. PRV, massive bombard of cars here. Massive, a lot of DRS games going on. Magician, Furious, Tooney, Josh Gilly, M-Racer, Dan in there as well. Tooney gets through, Dan gets through, Josh Gilly's getting swallowed up. What a battle that was into the last corner.
I honestly don't know at this point. Down the inside, that's an Alpine. Josh Gilly, it's 3 wide on the exit. That Mercedes is going to get sandwiched. That's going in a toaster in a minute. Down into Otto Rushin Ration. Someone's got to back out. In the end, it was Josh Gilly. Not that he wants still looking to make those medium tyres hold on. Not that we think that they will. Another massively long DRS train going in towards Les Combes as we flick forwards to Nick, and that is Venom trying to still hold it on the inside. Another switch back to come into Malmedy, and he gets the exit as well. Nick makes his customary defensive manoeuvre to the inside at turn number 8. Venom forced the long way round, unable to get it done. M-Racer, by the way, on the medium tyres. It looks possible that those would be the favoured tyre at this stage. He's in a net second at the moment. An outstanding bit of racecraft from the wise old German to sit in 4th place now.
Yeah, it really is a very good drive here from M-Racer to be able to jump Venom and Nick in the end for a 2nd place. Obviously, Venom's penalty should be getting removed anyway, so it could be a very possible Shazoo 2-3, which is massive for their fight for 3rd place currently in the Tier S standards. Currently sitting in 3rd place ahead of FRT and TTM just in behind them as well. Furious, looks like Magician wants to get through an M-Racer though, running outside. It will switch to the inside line though as they look towards the bus stops again. Another bit of 4 cars may think about going up the inside. Looks like Magician's got the inside line early though. He gets into the bus stop chicane. M-Racer holds it on the inside for this time. Magician's hard times might be a little bit better for now, but not this time though, as M-Racer takes ahead for one more time.
It's a good job it's his teammate Furious behind him for Magician, because he is allowed to take M-Racer on here and just be a little bit more comfortable in behind. Nick again running wide. At what point is it too much? But they're 3 wide on the exit. M-Racer sneaks through and up into 2nd. But Nick, if he's played the game correctly again, will have the DRS to potentially overtake both of them. Here we go then. He's charged up his battery to around 80%. 3 laps to go. He's about to clear Venom, but Venom's in the slipstream of M-Racer. Could be a 2000 Belgian Grand Prix all over again going into Les Combes, but Nick stays in 4th. Here comes Magician. It's now or never for him really to make this move. A crucial one in fact, up into P4 ahead of one of the NVR drivers, but he stays behind for the time being. Placky, by the way, has caught them right up. There is a podium on for Placky, and I am certain of it. Genius call under the virtual safety car.
I tell you what, this has really worked in their favour. All this heavy battling, this MVR Nick mind games with the DRS has gifted Placky a possible chance of a podium. But look at the soft tyres, they're working professionally. PR Furious is up next for him. FRT Dan's getting attacked by Furious on the outside, now the inside line. Dan's going to lose a position, and also going to lose another one to TTM Placky as well. That grip is absolutely unbelievable on the soft compound tyre. Placky through in P7. He's going to jump a lot of them, and a possible podium here for TTM Placky. You said, Joseph, what a call from TTM Tez. I wrote you off early, Tez. I apologise. Placky is absolutely flying, and so is MVR Nick, who's through into P3 finally.
I wouldn't say he's flying. I think he's going at about 20% pace for the last few laps, because Bowman almost has a 6-second lead. He can sit back and watch the football if he wanted to. Not that he wants to watch a replay of what happened last night, but anyway, Placky is up to P6, the Dutch driver, and surely gets a podium here, at least provisionally. Whatever happens with the penalties happens, but with 2 laps to go, he'll at least need to take this place from Magician, and that is it really. He is on the podium provisionally. There was bound to be griefing, as Zach said. Tez made the call, he takes the credit, but Placky certainly putting on a show with this masterclass of a drive. Magician is ahead of Venom. Crucial move that will see him go into a net 3rd at the moment. If he takes Nick, that will just about secure it for a BRT podium.
That would be something else for them. Magician, also we know MVR next penalty might not be getting removed possibly, but the Stewards will decide on that one. Shazoo Venoms though might be getting removed as well, so he's still in a big fight here for a podium place. He's going to try and get ahead of Magician, but look at Placky again on the soft component tyre. The grip is just ridiculous compared to the rest of them. Placky's got the inside at poo on. He's getting that, annoyed at the back of Venom, knowing he can be so much faster, as you said, Joseph. He can be so much faster, but he just keeps getting held up by these old compound tyres. 5-lap softs versus 15-lap old medium compound tyres. This could be the one for TTM Placky. He'll get a bit of an advantage currently in his Drivers' Championship, but a massive help for TTM in their battles. It was Josh Gilly, and he spun round.
Oh no!
As I say that, Josh Gilly has lost it, and he's down to P12. What is going on to this final lap going to be like?
I was going to suggest puncture, but it looks like a completely separate incident. The medium tyres still holding on at this stage for one final lap of the Belgian Grand Prix, where Liam Bowman has a 5.8 second lead. M Racer in P2. Let's have a look at the positions gained, and it's up 5 for M Racer. Again, a driver that likes to say that his qualifying is never perfect, but when it comes to these racing conditions, there are not many people better than him. He's got a younger German behind him in NVR Nick, who is looking for the final time tonight to make a move with DRS. And here he comes then, almost before the straight even starts. He's ahead, and Magician is looking to take 2 of them. And can he crucially get past Nick here? Penalties or not, down the inside he goes. Nick didn't look like he was going to give much room there either to BRT Magician. He'll have one more chance. The hard, surely in a better Nick state now than Nick's mediums. But either way, there's another yellow flag. It's Venom. Venom puncture, says Ross. And we were speculating on Josh Gilly, but it's for certain now that the mediums have reached the end of their life. Can they hold on for the 2 NVR drivers who had to make an early pit stop, an unscheduled one, away from the hard tyres to try and get the mediums to the end following a safety car? Liam Bowman's lead still 5.4 seconds, still yellow flags flying out there. I think it's still for the same Venom issue. Either way, one last chance for BRT Magician to make sure potentially of a P2. Placky's onto the podium! Or crash! No! M Racer almost forced off the track there, manages with some brilliant car control to keep it going. Furious is ahead of Placky. Placky just has to sit back and observe and potentially diving into the final corner. No other team than NVR and BRT have won this season, and Bowman continues that streak, taking the team 6th of the season, and Nick crosses the line to finish 2nd on track, but Magician inherits 3rd with a masterstroke of a strategy. TTM Placky with a 2-stop, gambling on that train, bunching up into each other, takes 3rd ahead of M Racer and Dan's best result of the season. Nick drops down to 6th.
Tell you, it's another dominant display from Liam Bowman. All race, you didn't actually have to commentate on him all race long. He made that gap, as I said early on, and well, it just worked out for him, didn't it? It worked out perfectly. Liam Bowman in 1st place. MVR Nick, though, home in 6th place. Not great, but in the end, still very good for MVR. They will gain on their championship rivals, and I believe will take the lead of the AEC TRS Championship, looking towards Japan next week. Shazoo Venom, finally, after I guess a very unlucky puncture. No one else got a puncture except Venom. So it is really unlucky for Venom to receive that puncture in the last lap. But in the end, yeah, I'd have to agree. TTM Placky, yeah. What a drive in the end. What a call from TTM Tez. Don't take it away from the engineer. What a call from Tez and Placky. Fair play, my friend. That was some drive at the end.
Can I breathe now? I think I can. And I think I need an inhaler. If we're going that extreme, but the winner's trophy is raised aloft once again for Liam Bowman, and deserves once again to spray the champagne. He obviously adopting Lucas Blakely, a driver he is very fond of, his fellow Scotsman, as the F1 Esports Championship possibly now around the corner. Exciting times ahead for sure. Liam Bowman, I think, if my maths are correct, brings NVR back to the top of the championship, but we will confirm that. I'm sure there'll be provisional standings to come. Magician in P2 and Furious unable to break the record for the most consecutive podiums in AEC Tier S, and that will be final, I think, as not even that penalty removal will be enough. Anyway, Ross, that was spectacular. I don't even know how to digest that. I don't even know how to call these results, because still, so much of this can change.
Very, very much true, Joseph. What a way to mark the 2-year anniversary of the Artemis Esports Championship. That was something else, as you said, from BRT being one of the first teams in the tournament to now get a second place once again, possibly more, as they believe Furious can't get his penalty removed. Only the stewards will be able to tell on that one. What a race, though, in the end. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to another fantastic week of racing in AEC TRS. MVR and BRT will continue on their way at that massive championship fight next week in Japan.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ross, once again. We will see you in 7 days' time for the Japanese Grand Prix. Take care, guys.